Time is the enemy of creativity. Now I know this is a different kind of video and topic for this channel, but I want to just try it because I'm thinking about it and see if it resonates with any of you. I am, especially these days, quite a busy person. I've got lots of projects, lots of hobbies. There's just a lot going on. I've got this channel, I've got another channel that I do for fun where I play games. I edit for other YouTubers, that's my job, so I'm doing that all the time. I'm also writing a novel, and I make music. I've been working on music for years. And one thing I realised back in high school, I think I'd say, when I first started, I guess, working, trying to, earn my own money kind of thing, I sort of realised that when I am in school, or when I've got a lot of work on, for example, I end up being way more creatively fueled, right? Like, if I know I've got to go through an entire day of school and then I've just got a few hours when I get back, during those few hours, I am doing so much creative stuff. I'm squeezing everything I can out of that time. But then when I've got even more time, like, if it was in school, it was like during a school holiday, or nowadays, whether it's like a day off from lectures or a day off from my paid work, you'd think I'd, do way more stuff. Like I have more time, I'd do more creative stuff. But that just doesn't tend to be what happens. When I am not working a lot, or when I am off school or anything, I just don't know what to do with myself. I've got all these projects lined up, all these creative things that I'm working on lined up, but I just don't work on them. I just feel like miserable or unmotivated. I don't know, like it's too simple to just be able to do the stuff I want to do all day. And I really do want to do it. The dopamine I get from working on or completing or making progress on a creative passion project is insane. But if it's too easy to work on these things, then it's not as easy to do so. I don't know if that makes sense. And I hope some of you can sort of relate to that or understand that. And that's been one of the biggest problems for me lately. I moved away to somewhere that I thought I might be able to work more on creative stuff. I've tried to allocate time. I've, recently had some days off work, and I was like, I'm gonna work on music. I've not written songs in so long. And instead of writing songs, I just sort of sat around doing nothing. I went to the pub. And I had all this time to work on my passion projects that every other day I've been trying to squeeze any amount of time into as I physically can. But now that I have days off, I'm just not bothering to. I'm so unmotivated. It's such a drag to open these projects. Again, this video isn't scripted. I'm just thinking about something and I'm talking about it. So sorry if I'm a bit all over the place, but I'm just going to sort of see where the train of thought takes me. I think a phenomenon that relates to this is procrastination. Like, if you have something you need to work on, like for work or for school, something that's important that you might get graded on, or your job or a promotion relies on or anything like that, you'll put it off. So many people will put that thing off because there's a pressure behind it. You'll procrastinate and do everything else you can. When I'm like working on something for uni or something for my actual work, if I'm struggling with a part or I feel some kind of pressure or I'm anxious, I will turn to any of my other creative projects and pour my heart into them and make some of my best work ever. Because I don't need to be doing that. It's procrastination. The same way as like in school, you might have, if you have homework to do, you might just clean your room because you don't want to get to the homework yet. But when there is no pressure, when there's nothing forcing you to squeeze time into something, in a small amount, it's harder to motivate yourself. And I don't understand why I am this way, because I know my passion projects are things I do truly really care about. For a little while now, I've considered my dream job to be writing television, and whenever I'm busy, I'll just spend so much time writing. Like, I will just leave, I will go on a day trip and spend some time writing, and I sort of defend it to myself by saying, yeah, I've got work to do, but this is also productive. But when I've got a whole free day that I could just spend writing, I can't write. I can't come up with any ideas. And I don't know what the phenomenon is. And I'm curious if any of you guys have any ideas about it. But it puts me in a situation where the thing I'm realizing is I can only be creative when I'm being productive in other ways. But when I'm being productive in other ways, I don't have time to be creative. It's kind of a lose-lose situation. The other day I had a really important bit of work to do, right? And my novel is something I've put to the side for a couple months. I've not written anything for my novel for ages. But the other day I had some work I needed to do, something that was important, but that I was nervous about. And I just sat down and wrote an entire chapter of my novel. And it's not like it's lazy writing, it's some of my best writing. I put so much thought and effort and heart into it, and I love it. But why can I do that? Why can I only do that when there's other stuff I need to do that's more important in the moment? I think it's weird. I think it's really weird. It also contrasts a lot from school time, you know? Because, again, in school time, summer break is awesome. Like spring break, Christmas break, it's amazing. And I feel like I was better at finding things to do at that time than I am now. But when I have free time nowadays, when I'm not working, when I've not got pressure, when I'm not squeezing my time, it's like having free time now just like flicks a switch in my brain that makes everything so much less exciting. Almost like, it's the wrong word, but the only way I can think to describe it is like a mild depressive episode. Like, dude, I've not written a new song in so long. And I love writing songs. When I've got time to write them, I've got nothing to say. But whenever I'm busy, whenever I'm out, whenever I'm doing other stuff, I've got so many ideas. And they either just disappear when I'm free to actually work on them, or just don't feel quite as good. So what is the point in this video? Well, surface level, I just wanted to talk about it, but I also wonder if any of you watching have any thoughts on this, whether it's just your own experience, whether you relate to it, whether this message resonates to you, or even if you have any tips or advice. And I don't know if you've felt this before. I feel like there is so much stuff I want to do and create, you know, in my 20s, which I'm still sort of at the start of. But I feel like it's such a block, because I also want to be productive in work. I don't know, I want to do well in uni, and I want to do well in my job, but it seems like maybe that is killing my creative process, or maybe that's not it. Maybe I've mixed up the cause, and I just really don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment with my creative endeavors, I guess. And I imagine I am not the only person who feels like this. When I know there is work that can be done, doing anything that I really care about feels so wrong. I think I definitely fall into the workaholic bracket, but I don't know if that is what is killing my progress. Last time I released an album, it was one that I finished recording at the end of 2022. Now it's 2025. It has been years. I don't want this video to be all like gloom though. If any of you do relate to this, what I will say is, one thing I found sometimes help if I'm having a day where I really want to write. I'm struggling because I've got too much free time. It's a drag, but I really just want to do more writing. And this can apply to any creative endeavor that maybe you're struggling to work on, but you really want to progress with it. And I would say that one thing that sometimes helps is I'll just take my laptop and I will go somewhere else. I'll go to a library or to a coffee shop, you know, somewhere that is a new place, and I will sit there and force myself. Even if I don't write any words, that's fine. If I write 10 words, that is fine. But if I just sit there for an hour, I say this hour is allocated to this one activity, then a lot of the time, sometimes, I end up writing a bunch. And even if I only write a little bit, sometimes I end up having a new idea that I can write down and come back to next time. You know, after I wrote that chapter the other day in my book, that new chapter, I went on a walk, I was going to a lecture, and I had so many ideas whilst I was walking. I usually listen to music, but I had to pause the music so I couldn't stop thinking of ideas for this book, and they're all on my note app on my phone. So I don't know, maybe that'll help some of you guys as well sometimes. Maybe it'll help you less than it helps me. Maybe more than it helps me. But I hope it helps someone. I also want to say before I wrap this up, like if you guys like this video, like I don't know, I've not really got a lot to offer you guys with this video, it's just me talking. But if for whatever reason some of you guys enjoy it, I want to do more things like this about topics that you guys are curious of my thoughts on, or you just want to hear what I'm thinking day to day, I guess, let me know. Cause yeah, I feel like sometimes I need to get just some stuff off my chest, and this seems like a good platform to do it. Especially playing a game like Slime Rancher. This is my comfort game. If you guys want to do more stuff like this, I would very much be happy to. But I'm not really expecting lots of people to watch this. I just feel like I needed to say it. Yeah. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.